everybody, and welcome back. It is the Failed Author. Once again, we're talking about a different Battlefield 3 topic. Today, we are talking about one of my personal favorite weapons, the A-91. It's one of those guns locked in the engineer class, and I gotta say, when you're playing a lot of, well, any game really, but we'll just specifically bring up first-person shooters, you gotta kind of find what works for you, beyond, like, what works for, everyone, right? Which is like the obvious, like, better weapons in the game. I'm talking about, like, specifically things that align with your play style. Just seems to click with everything that you do in the game. And the A-91 really was that gun for me in my second playthrough in Battlefield 3. Mind you, I played it on release all the way back October 2011, and then I got back into it in, I want to say, really, I didn't play it a ton till early probably spring, really, 2024, which is unfortunate because as of recording the game, the servers, they are shut down on the Xbox One, Xbox 360, so you can't really play them anymore, which is a travesty. But getting back into it, I really was struggling to find my weapon again. The only thing I could get working for me besides, the only thing I could get working for me initially was the 870, which the AS-Vol and the 870 were my favorite weapons in Battlefield 3 upon release, upon playing it my first playthrough, and I could obviously use the 870. It's unlocked level 1. You can use it on any class. The only thing is I never got to I think it's 45. Level 45 is where you unlock the AS-Vol. I wasn't able to do that, so, poo-poo on me, right? But anyways, I forgot to shamelessly plug myself. If you like Battlefield 3 content, if you like random videos, bowling, guns, just an assortment, first-person shooters, classic video games, then go ahead and follow, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want to see. I have about 60 or so videos backlogged of Battlefield 3, so if you're interested in seeing Battlefield 3 being archived in some capacity, then this is your place. I probably have years of videos at this point because I upload so sporadically, but I'm looking forward to actually getting on more of a schedule, which is cool. And I just want to hashtag shout out the 44 Magnum. Probably the best or second best sidearm in the game. You could debate 1 through 3, in my opinion, between the 44 Magnum, the MP412 Rex, and the Glock 18. Just so much better than the other other weapons, and it's awesome. It's great. But the A-91, like I said, when I finally was like, just F it, I can't get anything to work. I've never been proficient with, like, the M16's like the best gun in the game, you could argue, and you get it, the first level. I'm just not that good with it. The M4 is awesome. I'm just not that good with it. So I'm struggling early on. You fortunately unlock this thing pretty dang early, which is great because I love it. And it's just, for whatever reason, it aligned well with my skill set in the game, which isn't saying much, but, here we are. I believe I got 71 or 72 kills in this TDM, which is, pretty awesome. And you can see, I believe I joined late, so we really were cooking. We were cooking. I know, again, one of these weird situations where this is obviously a private server, and the ticket count was mad high, so, some disclaimers, of course, but I don't remember my exact KDR, but it wasn't too bad, And anytime you're pushing 70-plus kills, obviously you're doing something right, and that is how I felt, playing this map. The engineer class, I think I said this in a prior Battlefield video. It's one of those things where I remember, back in the day, a decade ago playing this, and I was like using the engineer class only to be, an anti-vehicle, personnel in the game, in your squad. And I think that's a shame because looking back now, I'm like, the G36C, hey, that was pretty good. The A-91, that was pretty good. And I could just go down the list because, like, the M4 is obviously pretty good. And I'm like, wow, why didn't I get down like that more? It's because you get locked in. Especially when you're doing the initial run, and especially if you're playing with your squad and you just turn into a bunch of dirty kill whore marks and you're just trying to outdo each other every time. So you feel like you have to use the guns you're super proficient with to kind of keep that going. And that's exactly what I did. So it was a lot of ASVOL, it was a lot of 870, never sniping, anything like that. Only when you get frustrated or there'd be a sniper just absolutely dogging you, and then you feel like, well, now I have to bust this out, and I have to keep this going. No, one thing I like about the A-91 is I like that it's the sight picture is it feels and it is shorter. It's a bullpup weapon, right? So you know you got like your what is it? Your action in the back, right? And you know it seemed to move a little bit quicker, get on target, and the cool thing too is like it shoots so fast, but it doesn't have a crazy amount of recoil. Right here in this video, you can see the whole time I've been rocking the suppressor and the Cobra sight, which is weird when you're unlocking the different attachments to the weapons. Kind of, and that's kind of like the fun part of a game like this that's so good. I think I only used the Cobra sight for sure on this weapon, and the UMP-45 I found it to be pretty good as well. All the other weapons, I really am gonna rock either the red dot, the the hollow, sorry, that headshot with that 44 Magnum got me taken out. The holographic sight, and I sometimes would use like the, especially on like the AN-94, like what is that, the PKS hollow, you know, something like that. And it's only like a ×1, you know, but it's a little bit, especially when you first get the AN-94, the iron sights are just kind of murky. So when you unlock that first sight, or you know, reticle, you're like, hey, I'm probably gonna use this because this is probably trash, you know. But the A-91, it seemed to just the configuration I have right now, it's really weird. I would either use this, the suppressor and the Cobra sight, or just rock it bare bones, just iron sights, maybe the foregrip, right? And I know that I know there's a lot of like hindrances to certain things, especially in like Battlefield 4 when you're looking at like, oh, I think I'll put on a muzzle brake, and it's like, okay, you put on a muzzle brake, yeah, it'll decrease your left to right sway when shooting, but also, you know, your firstborn child will die. You're like, wait a minute, hey, like, I don't know if I want that. I don't think that's worth it. But in this game, like, you know, the suppressor, you know, the bullet drops faster, bullets are a little bit slower, allegedly. I mean, how much slower? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. The foregrip gives you some decreased, you know, of course, like muzzle rise when you're shooting, but it also makes your hip accuracy, and I think it's aim down sight accuracy a little whack too. I don't know. Sometimes like you got to play with it. You got to play with each gun to find what works for you, because it is a little effy when you're trying to figure it out. So that's, and I'd say go figure yours out, go enjoy it, but you obviously can't now because it's over. But I'm already on Battlefield 4. I had some people in my comments already telling me like, hey, just play the PC version. The PC version is going strong. And in that video that they were commenting on it, I actually was like, no way, I don't ever want to be a PC gamer. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I've looked into it a little bit, and I just gotta say, like, I'm not wanting to do that. I only have a laptop that's capable of like running these things, and I don't want to buy a PC. I don't. Like, every one of my friends or everyone that I know that's been a PC gamer will literally go, it's so much better. Why aren't you doing this? Get on it. And then they're like, here's my $2,000 computer that I've upgraded at least twice since 2018, and here I am on this Xbox that's literally the bare stock Xbox One that I got in 2015. I'm not really in the position to be dropping $2K on a computer, nor do I want to. And it's always like, I swear it's just like people just get on it. It's like, oh, it's just the computer. I'm like, bro, you got to get the monitor. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the upgraded hard drives. I'm not down for that clown. I'm really not. Doesn't mean I won't cave and actually do it before all the PC master race is like, you know, flaming me. I'm not saying anything against it. It's just a personal thing. I don't actually really play enough to, you know, really warrant me spending that much money. These clips, you know, I keep saying, oh, I've got like 60 clips backlogged. That's from like May of this year, 2024, to, you know, I think the last day that I played, you know, obviously was before November 7th. So, I mean, that's quite some time. And, you know, especially like not. I'll be upfront with you. Not all these clips are like these world beating gameplays, right? They're really not. A lot of like 9-9s, a lot of losing matches, a lot of matches that I'm just saving to archive. You know, me getting in a jet or me being in a tank. It's not so much because I'm just saying, wow, look at me, the best Battlefield 3 player. Because that is a lie. That's just not true. And, you know, I know that, you know that. Frankly, everyone knows that. But I'm having fun, you know, even just talking about it. And if you're... I'm actually... This is a... If you've made it this long, this is 10 minutes now in the video. 10, almost 11 minutes. One thing that I'm kind of getting together is, you know, I used to play this with my boys, you know, my brother, my best friend, and a gentleman that we met online. And I'm actually recruiting all of them together to do this kind of, let's talk about Battlefield 3, our memories, kind of how we met there, if we'll talk about play styles, we'll talk just about anything we can kind of muster up and bring together, we're going to talk about. And I'm really looking forward to doing that, and I hope that it does come to fruition. And obviously I have enough gameplay to just kind of throw it over something, so there'll be Battlefield 3 in the background while we're doing that, and that'll be so amazing. I already know which one I have. I have this clip of me playing, I believe it's Rush on Dimavon Peak, and I'm using the AN-94, and it's got the grenade launcher attachment, and it's just a good time. That'll be in the background. If it goes longer, obviously I'll put more in, or I'll just loop it, something like that, and it'll be great. And I hope that it happens. I even have my brother-in-law. I didn't even know this till this year, but my brother-in-law was a huge Battlefield 3 player, and he hasn't played it in almost a decade now. And, you know, wanted to get back in, you know, life happened. He didn't, you know, it didn't work out. And he's actually, fun fact, we're actually teaming up together to make different content now. I think, I'm not sure, I think it'll be on this channel. Let's just go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and say book it. It's going to be on the Failed Authors channel. But we're actually teaming up on Sunday this week to kind of plan out the future video. But we're gonna have a video of me and him, and you know, him talking about his memories and what he liked about the game, what didn't like about the game, and it's gonna be good. So we're doing it 2 different times. We're really, like, you know, I don't want to say like shamelessly using the end of the game to like make content, but I don't know, it's kind of a big deal. And I've never actually, you know, it's kind of weird when you notice something like this go away, because you know, like I've grown up in this time, in this era where all of these things have been new. Call of Duty, online multiplayer, Battlefield, all of these things are brand new, right? Like, it is what it is. So seeing them kind of end is like a sign of, yes, I'm getting older. Yes, times are changing. The world that I grew up in no longer exists. It's dead. It's over, right? Yeah. But it's kind of interesting to see that happening in real time, where, you know, older generations of humans have seen things like this before. Maybe not so much with a video game, but, you know, maybe a company, a brand, you know, their favorite soda, whatever it may be, right? So we're doing this as like it's almost like a good old therapy session. And I think if you've had many a late night video game session with your friends, you can understand exactly what we're trying to accomplish by doing that. And I think it'll be fun. And the AN-91 ultimately is a very good gun. We got way off topic. Fast fire rate, low recoil. You can run it suppressed, and I can tell you right now, a lot of guns you cannot run suppressed in this game, though people will tell you can. Like, I love the UMP-45, and I do run it suppressed, but just that slower bullet, you know, speed, that fire rate, it does hinder the weapon a little bit. And again, latency issues, being emulated in the Xbox One, combined with connectivity issues because the game's ancient, you're running these weird servers, and these people aren't close to you, blah, blah, blah. Put that aside, I'm just telling you, as somebody who played it from launch to right up when it closed, this gun, the A-91, is perfect because of its fire rate. Yeah, like, I think I have the foregrip on, and it hinders it a little bit, whatever. There's certain things, you know, you gotta, like, tool yourself to see if it works for you, but I can tell you for sure this worked for me, and I think the proof's in the pudding. I think we checked our KD not too long ago, and it was like 26 and 6, you know, like absolutely cooking, right? This isn't like, Call of Duty. Like, when people are like, oh, you know, I've seen a comment or two. It was like, you didn't even play that good. It was like 54 and like 29 or whatever, and I'm like, this isn't Call of Duty, guys. There's no kill streaks, right? You're either going on out here fighting for your life, doing it yourself without, like, there's no chopper gunner, right? There's no Harrier. There's none of these things that can really rack up the kills like, you know, a kill streak does in those first-person shooters. This is all on your own. The closest thing you have are the vehicles in this game, which are, if you're an ace, if you're this or that, you're just absolutely cracked. You're gonna put up some numbers. Like, there's just no denying that. And I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna deny that one bit, right? But what I can tell you is, wow, we just absolutely cooked right there. 2 double kills back to back. What I can tell you is that this gun gives me the confidence that I can cook. I had this video recorded, and there were some problems. I got corrupted on my old well, not my old, but a USB, and it was like a rush gameplay with the A-91, and it was like I was defending the MCOMs, and we were cooking. We were doing good. We were playing good. Of course, didn't get saved, so, you know, it's just you're just gonna have to hashtag trust me, bro. And that's okay, because we ultimately lucked out, and we found or we were able to get a good gameplay. And I'll tell you what, it's funny, and I think if you've ever tried to do things like this, like record yourself playing, you can play 1,000 hours and you're playing amazing every single second. You know, like, let's just say you play a day. I'm gonna set 3 hours aside. If you're not recording your, you know, prime. Pick your favorite YouTuber that's a gamer, favorite gamer. You're prime them. You're playing so great. You're like, oh, let me hit record, and then you're like cross-eyed, and your character is like just, you know, so rapid weight gain is terrible. So, like, I remember getting that really good A-91 clip on Rush, the Rush clip, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, it got deleted. That's terrible. I gotta go back in. Hey, look at me. I'm an athlete. I'm gonna just use that A-91 and just keep cooking. Like, I got this. I was not able to get like a gameplay up to that level until I got this. So I really was like, man, this stinks. Like, I'm just down on myself. Like, I'm doing terrible. But like a lot of things in life, even if it's a video game or you recording, you just gotta like kind of persevere and make it through. And you know that, especially if you've been to like college or anything like that, it is a grind, and you just gotta like see yourself get to the end, because if you don't, then, you know, what was the point? You gotta stick up for yourself. You gotta make sure that you can prove to yourself first that you are capable before you ever prove to someone else that you're capable. And that really applies to anything in life. And I hate to get all serious here, beyond just like, this is silly, this is a game, this is for fun, this is just a thing I do when I can find the time. And what I was talking about, you know, persevering is, like, let's be real, like, life is a very hard and challenging thing at times. And one thing I'm finding out as I get older is that if you don't have that stomach, if you don't have that perseverance to strive for something better, there's nothing particularly wrong with that if you're just going to accept that it brings a certain life, it brings a certain lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's been many days where I have no longer wanted to do and go down the path that I'm going down. And I've just said, F it, I'm just going to go join the Carpenters Union, or I'm going to go join the local grocery stores union and work there for 30 years and be done with it. But I haven't given up currently on my path. And that is why I went back to school. That's why I got my master's. That's why I'm still grinding, even though some days it feels like maybe it wasn't worth it. But in the same breath, is I know that if I can get to where I've been wanting to go and I can accomplish those things, my life will be better on paper than if I, you know, didn't give up. So there is your random deep message hidden within this recording of a Battlefield 3 A-91 gameplay. If you made it that far, I applaud you, and if you didn't, I also applaud you, because you didn't have to listen to me rant for already had 19, almost 20 minutes. But I have plenty of Battlefield 3 gameplays, deepness aside. And I'm excited to talk about, most of them. I didn't get everything I wanted to get. I actually have a little index card here. Let me grab it. One moment here. It's literally to my left. Here are the weapons I did not dedicate a video to archiving, which stinks. But, for example, the 44 Magnum. I've been using the 44 Magnum in this video a ton, and it was, doing very well. So I don't feel as bad about that. The G18, I feel like I use that enough. Hopefully it pops up more in the videos that I have recorded. I did get a 9-9 game with the M1014, and I'm putting an asterisk by this because I was getting absolutely murdered until I switched to the M1014, and I think I went on like a 7 or 8 kill streak that propped me up to 9-9, so I kept the gameplay. I do have a Dow 15, or I'm sorry, a Dow 12 video that I went 15-5 in on North Shore Canals on a team deathmatch, a regular TDM, and I unlocked the extended mags, which turns that gun from good into an absolute beast. I have an M4. I have some small clips with the M17, the semi-action sniper rifle. Whatever. It's nothing great, but I have it. It's archived. SKS, yes sir. 6-3. I have some random gameplays. The AK-47. Or this, whatever they call it in this one, is it the 74? It's like flip-flop or whatever. I have a 9-9 gameplay, but I cooked on Metro and got 20-9, which I'm very proud of. Very nice. I have the Scar L, which I love the Scar L. I think that's one of the most underrated, if not the most underrated assault rifle. Absolute pause there. For some reason, I kept thinking AUG. I have a video of the AUG. Good. But I had a really good video of the AUG on TDM that got wiped, and I'm a sad pander about that. Scar H. I technically have a video of the Scar H on a Conquest, so that's good. I did find time to score, and even though I'm terrible with this gun, the PP2000 went like 13-12. We'll count it. UMP45. The PDWR. Terrible. No, I couldn't. I think the AK-20-9 video that I was talking about, I think I start with the PDWR, and I'm just getting killed, so I switch out. The ACWR, which I really like that gun, and it's one of those guns I wanted to like so much, but I wasn't doing good, and then it all clicked on a random Conquest on Turan Highway, and we were cooking, went like 26-12 or something like that. Pretty good, pretty good. The M27 IAR, not a good video, but I got one. MK11, I did not get a video. The SVD, I did not get a video. The P90, I literally unlocked that right before I stopped playing on my last session of recording ever of this game. I used it, I think, to start that M1014 video, if memory serves me, and then I switched to the M1014 to do good. But I did get a video clip with the P90 in the second game I used it. Went 21-12. Absolutely loving it. The AK, I have a video. The M416, I don't really have a video, but I have me using it, so it's semi-archived. The M16 I do, and then the RPK, which I never used. I never used the RPK, and then I was like, you know what, I gotta try it. I was on Metro, I was using something else, I was getting killed a ton, I switched to the RPK, went 28-8. I mean, I was so pleased, because it's just not something that I used. It's not something I was looking forward to. So besides that, I have other videos archived. Those were just like the ones I had to make sure I, recorded, because I had other ones already previously recorded. But I'm going to kind of end it there because we're running pretty long, and I don't think anyone cares to hear my voice this long, but if they do, let me know. But anyways, I have more videos coming. That was the A-91. We got a little deep there. I do like getting philosophical sometimes, so let me know if you enjoyed it. I'm the Failed Author. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think, and have a great day.